pill to Malawi. Huh? Hutan mo eh? Hutan samwadi. Got from pill to Malawi. Yeah, that was Steel Pulse with Babylon the Bandit. Yes, yes. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to the program. This is the third and final edition of Prostate Health. And it's been very interesting. Very interesting topic. There's a lot that I found in my research that I can't just cover in three segments, but we're going to have to truncate everything and keep it there for now until some other time. We'll get back to some things that I think that are very important when it comes to men's prostate health, right? As always, I hope everyone's well and you guys families are in great health and everyone's taking care, okay? I know things are rough, times are hard, and a lot of things got derailed by COVID-19, but some of us are able to hold on and some of us are not, but just be of good cheer, all right? So just so you know, the information presented here is not my opinion, but solely founded on in-depth medical research, findings, reports, analysis, and studies made available by highly established and recognized medical organizations, urologists, medical doctors, experts, medical scientific study groups, and governmental agencies. And as always, I'm not a doctor or medical professional. I am an herbalist, health educator, and a researcher. I do not prescribe medicine, nor do I give medical advice. All right, my work is educational and informational. So we covered part one, and we covered part two of prostate health. Okay, and we looked at what the prostate is, what is the prostate, and PSA levels, and prostate cancer, surgery, risks, symptoms, stuff like that, right? So tonight, I'm gonna delve right into statistics. I mean, there is so much to cover, guys. Seriously, and prostate cancer seems like it has been winning for some time. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's jump into it real quick. Okay, so GlobalCan, the GlobalCan 2012 database. That's a database that they host or keep a lot of prostate cancer data. Okay, and they're telling us that prostate cancer is the second most common cancer worldwide, right? And the fifth most common cause of cancer death among men. Right? But keep in mind there are, there are more than 100 types of cancer, right? Including breast cancer, lung cancer, colon, prostate cancer, melanoma, and stuff like that, right? So around 1.1 million new cases were recorded worldwide in 2012, accounting for 15% of all new cases of cancer in men. And prostate cancer is more common as men age, right? We covered that as well in detail in the previous segment. In the United States, 97% of all prostate cancers are diagnosed in men 50 years or older. right? 50 years or older. But there is strong evidence that being overweight or obese increases the risk of advanced prostate cancer. Okay, so higher consumption of dairy products for calcium intake might increase the risk of prostate cancer. So World Cancer Research Fund and American Institute for Cancer Research says that there were 1.3 million new cases in 2018. 1.3 million new cases, 2018. And the top 20 countries with the highest rates of prostate cancer per 100,000. The top 20 countries. But we're not going to cover all 20, okay? I'm going to give you 7 of those per 100,000. All right, you guys pay attention. Yeah, this is important, okay? Hey, Anthea, how are you? Harold, what's going on? Number 1, okay, in the top 20 countries with the highest rates of prostate cancer in the world, guys, the number 1 country is Guadeloupe. And you guys know where Guadeloupe is, right? That's in the Caribbean. It's French. It's a French territory. Guadeloupe. Number 1 in the top 20 countries with the highest rates of prostate cancer per 100,000 people. And they are 189.1 per 100,000. Number 2 is Martinique. Martinique is the other, or one of the other French territories in the Caribbean chain of islands. They come at number 2, 158.4 per 100,000. Okay, 20 top, but I'm not going to cover all 20. In 4th place, guys, in the world, we're talking about worldwide. Number 4 is Barbados. Barbados is in the Caribbean, 129.3. Number 8, our neighbor, Puerto Rico, number 8, comes in at number 8. New Zealand comes in at number 12. Number 14 is the Bahamas. And number 15 is Australia. Okay, I just gave you guys 7 examples out of 20. Guadeloupe is number 1. It's in the Caribbean. And we'll get into more statistics on the Caribbean when it comes to prostate cancer and BPH. So according to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, the epidemiology of prostate cancer, okay, they're telling us that prostate cancer is the 2nd most frequent cancer diagnosis made in men and the 5th leading cause of death worldwide. Worldwide, guys, the 5th leading cause of death. That's crazy. They're saying that prostate cancer may be asymptomatic at the early stage and often has an indolent course that may require only active surveillance. So based on GlobalCam 2018 estimates, 1,276,106 new cases of prostate cancer were reported worldwide in 2018, with higher prevalence in the developed countries. The incidence rate of prostate cancer varies across the regions and populations. So in 2018, 1,276,106 cases of prostate cancer were registered worldwide. That represents 7.1% of all cancers in men. So prostate cancer incidence rates are highly variable worldwide. Okay? And we're still looking at data from NCBI. Research has shown that African American men have the highest incidence of prostate cancer worldwide and more likely to develop disease earlier in life when compared to other racial and ethnic groups. These differences suggest that environmental factors also play an important role in the etiology of the prostate cancer, and variations in incidence may be due to underdiagnosis, differences in the screening methods, and disparities in healthcare access. Right? What's going on, Nick George? Silma, Sagapet, greetings, welcome. Okay, so this is reflected in the data not only for African American men, but also for Black Caribbean men and Black men in Europe, suggesting that they possess a common genetic background more prone to the development of the cancer. So, from 2018 to 2040, it is estimated that mortality will double with 379,005 deaths worldwide. That is the estimate that they're making from 2018 up to 2040. So the highest mortality rate is estimated to be in Africa. Yeah. That is the estimate. Estimated to be in Africa with a plus 124.4%, followed by Asia, 116.7%, while the lowest incidence will be registered in Europe, which is a plus 58.3%. And that's the estimate, again, from 2018 up to 2040. Okay, by those numbers, it looks like things are going to be pretty rough when it comes to dealing with prostate cancer, guys. It's going to be rough. So the above finding is not surprising due to the limited resources for screening and detection of prostate cancer, which increases the odds of it being detected during the late stages. Furthermore, considering that medical care and assistance is not widely accessible in developing countries, this may provide a possible explanation for the high mortality despite the lower incidence. So, the highest incident rates is seen in African American men. This vast disparity has been associated with both socioeconomic conditions and biologic factors. For instance, it is believed that African Americans receive lower quality health care, and consequently they are also less likely to undergo PSA screening. Notably, significantly higher PSA levels were seen in Black men with or without prostate cancer when compared to white men. Several studies propose that genetic predisposition might play a role. African American men have the more common chromosome 8q24 variants, which has shown to be associated with increased prostate cancer risk. Chromosome 8q24 is of particular importance for prostate cancer as genome-wide association studies and related studies have identified associations for multiple independent single nucleotide polymorphins and at least one rare variant at 8q24 with prostate cancer risk. So, some research studies have also demonstrated that African Americans have a high rate of variations in genes that suppress tumors such as ephrin type B receptor 2, or that regulate cell apoptosis such as B-cell lymphoma 2. So a lot of this is pointed towards genetics. All right. A lot of the studies, a lot of the findings, socioeconomic issues, and we'll go over some more. Okay. Dietary factors may play an essential role in the development of prostate cancer, as evidenced by several studies on immigrants moving from developing countries, low-risk areas, to industrialized countries, higher risk. That showed how the change to a westernized lifestyle induced a shift towards an increased prostate cancer incidence. For example, it was reported that when compared to those in Africa, the incidence rate of prostate cancer among African Americans was as high as 40 times. 40 times. That's crazy. The high rate, okay, and now we're going to look at what PAHO has to say, which is the Pan American Health Organization. Okay? They're saying that the high rate of mortality from prostate cancer in the world possess a huge public health challenge for the area. As we know, non-communicable diseases, or NCDs, are a growing challenge worldwide as well as in the Caribbean. The Pan American Health Organization. In fact, they're saying that the Caribbean has the highest burden of NCDs in the region of the Americas. Non-communicable diseases in the region of the Americas. Among these are chronic diseases. Several types of cancers have occupied the top causes of death. In a recent study, researchers from the Caribbean Public Health Agency and the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that the rates of death from cervical, breast, prostate, and colon cancer are 2 to 9 times higher in the Caribbean than in the United States. How's that? How is this happening? 2 to 9 times higher in the Caribbean than in the United States. For cervical, breast, prostate, and colon cancer, 2 to 9 times higher in the Caribbean. The Caribbean, we should have fresh air, the nice beaches, all the great foods, all the coconut water we need, all the soursop we need, all the good soil, all the great fish, all the local produce, and here we are with those statistics. The study also reported that prostate cancer accounted for 18 to 47% of cancer deaths, and we're still in the Caribbean. These figures are alarming considering that prostate cancer can be prevented through lifestyle changes and early detection and treatment. So clearly, prostate cancer is a serious public health problem in the Caribbean. where its high incidence and mortality rates affect a predominantly black population with an ancestral genetic predisposition to the disease. Hey guys, hey guys, guys. But there are also many cultural and social norms that are proving to be obstacles to prevention and control among Caribbean men. In 2015, prostate cancer accounted for about 1/4 of all male cancer deaths in the Caribbean in 2015. Are you guys following that? Are you guys following? In 2015, prostate cancer accounted for about 1/4 or 1 in 4 of all male cancer deaths in the Caribbean, making it the leading cause of male cancer deaths and the third leading cause of male deaths overall in the Caribbean. So the age standardized mortality rate from prostate cancer among Caribbean men was estimated to be 50 per 100,000 in 2015, over twice the mortality seen in the United States and the United Kingdom. Unbelievable. Caribbean rates have increased by nearly 40% since 1990, in contrast to the decrease seen among many industrialized countries. We got work to do. We got work to do, man, guys. We got work to do. Share the live, guys. Pass it on. If you know somebody or a few people who need this information, pass it on. Share it. Okay. With that said, there are four things black men should know about prostate cancer. Okay. And this article was originally published in April of 2019 and was extracted from the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. And they are the world's oldest and largest private cancer center. And they have devoted more than 135 years of exceptional patient care, innovative research, and outstanding educational programs. So in summary, they're telling us that black men are at a higher risk of developing prostate cancer and dying from it. So they're trying to, researcher studies, they're trying to understand the biological and behavioral reasons for this difference. So black men and their doctors may want to consider more screening for this disease. Cancer does not discriminate, except when it does. So prostate cancer takes a harsher toll on black men than other American men, rather, including other men of color. What is the cause of this discrepancy and what can be done about it? So, Philip Kantoff, chair of the Memorial Sloan Kettering's Department of Medicine, he talks about the reasons for this disparity. He offers insight into whether black men and their doctors should change the way they approach prostate cancer screening and treatment. These are 4 main points to consider. 1, black men both get and die from prostate cancer at a higher rate. The reasons are complex and unclear. Black men are 50% more likely to develop prostate cancer in their lifetime and twice as likely to die from the disease, Dr. Kantoff said. 2, black men should be screened for prostate cancer more proactively. I kid you not, guys. Fellas, you got to do better. Given the higher risk of developing and dying from prostate cancer, Black men are more likely to be saved by screening. Go get screened, guys. 3, black men and the doctors should be more cautious about active surveillance. Active surveillance is an approach in which low-risk prostate cancer is not treated with surgery or radiation therapy. 4, large research studies are seeking participants to help understand prostate cancer in blacks. So in 2018, the National Cancer Institute and Prostate Cancer Foundation launched a large-scale research effort to study underlying factors that put black men at a higher risk for the disease. USA News Today. USA News Today published an article May 23rd of 2019, and the headline was, "Prostate cancer kills more black men than white men. Socioeconomic factors and lack of access to quality treatment appear to drive the disparity." The lack of quality treatment. Black men are twice as likely to die of prostate cancer than white men, and the disparity is largely driven by who has access to high quality treatment, a new study indicates. So, availability does not always equate to accessibility, right? USA News Today again, an analysis of more than 306,000 non-metastatic prostate cancer cases shows that when black men and white patients received the same treatment, they were equally likely to have survived the disease 10 years after diagnosis, suggesting socioeconomic status and other barriers to care may be driving the poor and overall outcomes for black men. Yes, in the Caribbean. Yes, Silma, in the Caribbean. What's up, Ivan? Michelle, what's up? In the Caribbean. Because our black men, for some reason, we don't like going to the doctor. Okay, to some of us, getting screened is like kryptonite. It's like approaching a huge chunk of kryptonite, and we need to really we need to do better, black guys. We have to do better. Men in general, we have to do better. But black men, we need to do way better because we're way behind, man. We're losing this race. It's astounding. Okay, so to measure a broad swath of patients and treatment types, researchers compared prostate cancer outcomes for black and white men across 3 cohorts: a population-based cancer registry, 4 clinical trials with standardized treatment and follow-up care, and 5 medical facilities run by the Veterans Health Administration, considered an equal access healthcare system. The analysis of the cancer registry, containing patient-level data for more than 296,000 men between 2004 and 2013, indicates that among men diagnosed around the same stage of the disease, those who were black were more likely to die of prostate cancer than those who were white. Yet, among those who were treated at Veterans Affairs medical centers, where patients presumably had access to the same treatment, black and white men had similar health outcomes. USA News Today, again, In the clinical trials, meanwhile, black men appeared to fare slightly better than white men. The study, published in JAMA Oncology, that's what they found. To a large extent, health inequalities by race are due to differences in the quality of treatment received. Hmm? Researchers from Johns Hopkins University who were not affiliated in any way with the study, they wrote in an accompanying commentary. In the Veterans Affairs and clinical trial groups, patients were treated with radiotherapy and underwent surgery. Among those in the larger patient registry, men with prostate cancer were treated with hormone therapy, radical treatment, or conservative management, essentially active surveillance of the disease for low risk patients. Black men in the cancer registry generally saw greater barriers to quality health care, including measures like income, insurance status, education level, and housing. Those barriers keep us down. Black men with prostate cancer were often diagnosed at a later stage of the disease and received less care that followed guidelines for best practices. Hmm? So researchers said that findings demonstrate a clear racial health inequality that is driven by social, not biological factors. Though the data don't address the potential genetic risk of developing prostate cancer, African Americans, other minorities, and the poor in general often experience disparate quality of care or not or no care at all. The Johns Hopkins researchers said in the commentary, although race does not matter biologically, race still matters. So, black prostate cancer patients also were at higher risk of dying of a non-cancer cause within 10 years of diagnosis. The cancer registry analysis indicates. Even after adjusting for factors like age, socioeconomic status, treatment and diagnosis stage, black prostate cancer patients in that cohort were 4.4% more likely to have died of any cause than white patients a decade after diagnosis. I quote, I'm quoting USA News Today. Our study suggests we must focus not only on the prostate cancer diagnosis, but also on improving general health status, even in those with high-risk diseases. End of quote. And the study says that. That's especially key for patients with chronic conditions like cardiovascular disease, diabetes. Researchers note because some prostate cancer treatments can worsen those health issues. Okay? All right. So, let me take a look at stinger nettle root. Awesome root herb for BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. So nettle root, it reduces arthritis pain, okay? It relieves benign prostate hyperplasia. It reduces inflammation. Your swollen prostate is inflamed. Okay, it's one of the best routes for pelvic support. So if your work calls for mostly sitting, if you sit a lot at work, you should consider nettle root as part of your herbal routine. Okay, because it has found studies have been found that nettle root will eliminate stress incontinence. Leaking urine when coughing, sneezing, laughing, or running are symptoms of a weak pelvic floor. Okay, and we'll discuss those symptoms in part 2 of the presentation, and is the most common type of side effect after prostate surgery: stress incontinence. All right, and sting and nettle root can fix that. Sting and nettle root contains multiple bioactive compounds responsible for its health and antioxidant effects. These include quercetin, which is an antioxidant and anti-diabetic compound. Rutin, closely related to quercetin. Camphorol is a potent anti-inflammatory compound. Quinic acid, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. Caffeic acid, strong antioxidant. Chlorine, a vital nutrient with anti-inflammatory properties. Lecithin, a healthy fat that may help reduce cholesterol. And those are bioactive compounds in sting and nettle. So guys, link me up if you have prostate issues other than prostate cancer. If you have prostate cancer, you need to go see a doctor. Don't call me if you have prostate cancer. Okay? Go see a doctor. Or if you think you have prostate cancer, you need to go get screened, man. Go get screened. Even if you're unsure, go get screened. So the compounds in nettle root also protects against heart disease and reduces cholesterol. The root, sting and nettle root, is also particularly effective against benign prostatic hyperplasia, and it's very astringent. It's very noticeable and potent, right? It tonifies, okay? It squeezes all extra fluids from out of there. It is directed to a certain tissue in the body, okay? So it has a specific affinity to certain tissues in the body. And its astringency is exerted on the organs of the pelvic floor. For us men, that would be our prostate. So it tightens, it tones, and it squeezes out extra fluids. Okay? In another study that will be done soon, Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. Recently, right? Not even a year ago. September 8th, 2020, Health Day News said that new research reveals what may be fueling racial disparities in the United States prostate cancer deaths. Disparities that have black patients dying at higher rates than whites. What are they? And that was recently, that was September. Education, income, and health insurance. Education, income, and health insurance. Socioeconomic status and insurance status are all changeable factors. Unfortunately, The socioeconomic status inequality in the United States has continued to increase over the past decades, said study author Dr. Wan Quinn Wen from the University from Vanderbilt University School of Medicine in Nashville, Tennessee, and that is what he's telling us. Dr. Wen and his team analyzed United States National Cancer Database on men with prostate cancer who had their prostate removed between 2001 and 2014. The analysis included more than 432,000 whites, more than 63,000 blacks, nearly 9,000 Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, or we refer to them as AAPI, and more than 21,000 Hispanics. 5-year survival rates were 96. 5 years survival rates were 96.2% among whites, 94.9 among blacks, 96.8 among AAPIs, and 96.5 among Hispanics. After adjusting for age and year of prostate cancer diagnosis, the researchers found that blacks had a 51% higher death rate than whites, while Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders and Hispanics had 22% and 6% lower rates than whites, respectively. How is that? After researchers adjusted for all clinical factors and non-clinical factors, blacks had a 20% higher risk of death than whites, while Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders had a 35% lower risk than whites. What's going on, Judith? Petra, what's up, fam? Klein, Paula Jones, greetings. We're going to be done soon. This one's not long. Okay. So again, September 8, 2020, recent data, man, recent. From Health the News. Of the factors included in the team's adjustments, education, median household income, and insurance status had the greatest impact on racial disparities, guys. Those three factors: education, median household income, and insurance. Let me give an example. If blacks and whites had similar education levels, median household income, and insurance status, the survival disparity would decrease from 51% for blacks to 30%, according to the study published September 8 in the journal Cancer. We're going to be done shortly. In a journal news release, Dr. Wen went on to say, and I quote, "We hope our study findings can enhance public awareness that the racial survival difference, particularly between blacks and white prostate patients, can be narrowed by erasing the racial inequalities in socioeconomic status and healthcare. Effectively disseminating our findings to the public and policymakers is an important step towards this goal." End of quote. So I hope you guys are doing good. Everyone's well. Your families are in great health. Everyone's taking care. Okay. So this concludes the this series. It's a three-part series. I really wanted to be longer, but I had to truncate all that information and shorten it up. Okay, so I thank you guys for joining me in all three segments. Okay, and I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I hope someone found that information helpful and pass the information on. Okay, if you know anyone who can benefit from it, pass it on. That let some dude in your life know, any man in your life, your dad, your uncle, your nephew, your power, your munok, your grandfather, whomever it is, and encourage black men to go screen for PSA. Okay, take the PSA levels and stuff, and get checked out, guys. You can do different blood work. You can go to the doctor, have them do blood work. They will check everything, your cholesterol level. They will check everything in your blood work, your PSA levels as well, and get a reading. So you at least you know where you are. At least you know where you are. All right. So I will announce my next series coming up, and ladies, it's going to be your turn next. Okay. And I will let you guys know. It's going to be a little bit because I have to go take care of business with my mom. Okay, so and again, thanks for everyone who has reached out and helped me with my with my situation. Okay, in the passing of my mom. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys again. Okay, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right. Greetings, guys. Take care. Bye.